Good morning, welcome to another YouTube video where I'm going to be talking you through everything that I am doing to get shredded. And that starts with a morning walk, getting some steps. You've just missed the good scenery in the background there, but I'll take you through what I'm eating, the posing that I'm doing, all the cardio, etc, etc, etc. So let's get into it. Today is check-in day, which means one thing: I am almost naked in my sparkling posing trunks like a male stripper, going through my rounds of posing practice for the day. And we're getting to a very, very good point in this prep where my legs are starting to come in. They're always a body part which takes a hell of a lot longer to get the memo. Upper body will be much leaner, much faster. And it's just a matter of time when you have a fat body part of getting it to come into condition. Because if you store more of your body fat there, it's going to take longer for it to come off. And for me, that is the glutes and the lower body. But the upper body is getting to a pretty good region. We can see a hell of a lot more detail in the legs from the side, in that side chest there. And then you can see me going into the front double and a couple of other mandatories. So posing practice is up to 6 rounds a day now. I'll do 3 fasted in the morning. Won't always film them because despite what you might see online, even if you don't film something, it did still happen. You don't have to film everything for Instagram. And then I'm also practicing the routine, which you'll see a little bit later on here, but getting to a very, very good position with that, feeling more confident to it, and getting excited to present the thing as well. Yes, people, welcome to your regularly scheduled segment of Cooking with Lactic. Today we have got protein oats on the menu, protes as the cool kids say, and that is absolutely terrible. Now, I had a bit of a palaver with getting the right amount. I kept having to put my fingers in and out. That sounds a bit dodgy. In order to get the 75 grams, which I should be having in, making sure to put some salt on there to make sure I am fully hydrated, got the optimal balance of electrolytes, and I use hot water in order to make sure that it doesn't take so long to microwave because it's already like 8 minutes. Then I get relegated to the dregs of society outside to get my frozen fruit because I am not allowed to use the appliances in the house, which I think is very discriminatory, but it is what it is. I had a similar sort of palaver here with getting too much and then got to take some out because we're on prep, we've got to be accurate, and we're slicing up the dark chocolate, not the fingers here, because that would not be very tasty. Now I've got the JP Whey. Unfortunately still have loads of this flavour left, which tastes absolutely dreadful, doesn't mix very well, and I certainly won't be buying again. The JP Whey used to be really good like 2 or 3 years ago, and it's just gone downhill, which is not ideal. But mixing all that together, you can see it takes a very long time there. And then I'm going to bang the chocolate in, cover it up on the inside, and then put it in the microwave for another minute and a half to get it nice and melted, tasted incredible. And then I'm just going to prep my beetroot and pineapple for the salad later, put an episode of Tulsa King on because it's a very good show, and take my supplements for the day, which is going to be Multimax, Zinc Max, and Vitamin D. The reason that I follow a meal plan and eat the same thing every single day is not because I'm deluded and want to give myself an eating disorder like some sections of this industry will try and convince you is going to happen. It's because it's convenient. It's because it works for me, okay? In my opinion, tracking macros is like the pull-out method. It works until it doesn't. And you were relying on walking past the right supermarket, making a good choice, or just whatever the missus has made for dinner in order to stay on track. And I would much rather not wing it and make the likelihood of me getting towards my goal of being stage lean in 12 weeks' time pretty much a certainty than just wing it here or there. Sure, if I'm out for a day or I don't have access to a fridge or a microwave, whatever it may be, I might switch it up a little bit, but I like the meals that I have, so I default to those basically all the time. Like any respectable human, I need coffee before I start work, so some beans will go in the grinder. I will whirl that around, give myself a killer forearm pump, and reminisce of the days of grinding my own you-know-what. And then I'll put some hot water in there, squeeze that through. Best coffee you could ever need in a minute, and I will bang the grounds in the bin like a used condom. Speaking of those meals, actually, the main change to the oats since the last time you saw them is just dropping that down by 25 grams of oats. The rest of that is the same because we just made a pool of 400 calories or so. So that was 10 grams of rice in both my meals. It was pulling down cereal by a good chunk as well in the final meal of the day, just to get that body weight dropping nicely again. So now it's time for me to get into some work and drink a coffee. I may or may not have forgotten to record this or the overview of the meal so you can see it. It looks all fancy and all of that good stuff until I was about halfway through. But there you go. You got what you got. That is a rest day meal. So 200 grams of potato there compared to 65 grams of rice. A little bit lower on the carbs, but beetroot, pineapple, all of that other stuff. You know why we're having the pineapple. Is the same. It's literally just different carb source. Because I can't be asked to cook different amounts of rice day by day and try and work that out. That's just way too much effort. And boiled potato tastes pretty bland and shit, so you're way less likely to overeat it as well, which is an interesting positive. Yeah, so what you're about to see in a moment is how I actually prepare all of those meals with the rice, the beef, the pineapple, whatever it is. So that'll be meal 3 and 4. Take you through the meal prep process. Enjoy all of that. I know what you're thinking. Bloody hell, Luke, you're not going to show us more of your culinary expertise, are you? Well, I exactly am going to do that. I'm going to get the big old knife out. Definitely compensating for something there. Make sure to take the plastic when you get your chicken out as well. We do not want the plasticky, papery bit getting cooked. That would not be ideal. Unfortunately, not doing 2 whole packets there, so I'm going to save this extra amount, put it in the freezer for when I need an awkward amount of chicken. We'll save that there, get chicken all over my hands. And now I cannot undo the beef. I swear these new fucking packages of beef might be environmentally friendly, but they are a pain in the arse to open. I tell you that, and I'm having exactly the same problem with that second one there. And when you're cooking this, you want to make sure to leave it on one side until it crisps up, and that will get you loads of extra flavor before you add all of the seasoning. You can see I'm getting the potatoes ready along the side there. I swear, Aldi potatoes start growing spores in about 2 seconds after you buy them. So I'm having to chop half of the fucking things off. Like, I need 400 grams, and I buy 500 because I have to chop so much off. But anyway, just mixing that bad boy up, getting it ready, and now it is almost time to get onto the veg. I'm just going to put some hot water in with the potatoes, get those all nice and boiled, ready to go in the air fryer on the day. So when I put them in the meal container, I'll put the potatoes on top so they're easy to fish out and air fry and make lovely. Make sure we peel your carrots, and then we're going to dice them up into circles because that reminds me of my childhood, and there were lots of fond memories there. Bosh, all good. Stir that bad boy up, and I go from hardest to softest vegetable. Start carrot, then go broccoli, then go courgette, then go mushrooms into the beef meal, as we'll see in a second. And then what's it after that? Peppers. And I like to cut these up into slightly different shapes, just to get you some nice textures. I'm doing bigger and bigger chunks with the courgette because otherwise it overcooks and then it's not very nice. You do not want overcooked courgette. Ruins the whole fucking meal. And I'll put half and half of that in each one here. Now this might look like a lot of fucking veg and like I'm struggling to chop the mushrooms, which I am, but I still have my fingers left, so that's fine. However, even if you're bulking, you still want to have a lot of veg. It's not just because I'm hungry, okay? Eat a lot of veg, your digestion will be better, which means that you can then eat more calories overall. There is no coincidence between the fact that the phases where I've kept the highest micronutrients are the phases where I've been able to eat the most food, digest it well, and then keep fucking growing. So get all the micronutrition in. Potatoes are another good one for that, but I find that over 500 grams, it's just way too much of those. So I'll plate all of that up, get that ready for the next 4 or so days. And then now that I am at the gym, watching a bit more Tulsa King, finish that now, but it's a really good series. Would highly recommend Sylvester Stallone at his best. And just doing a bit of cardio there and getting onto the posing routine practice, which I'll show you a little snippet of, but I don't want to give away too much. I do want to shave it for the show date there. Shave it? I'm gonna have to shave it. Save it for the show day there. If you have an awful appetite, the first thing that you need to do is fix your meal timings. Eat every 3 to 5 hours with meals that have a similar volume, and please eat some fucking fruit and veg. I know it's more volume, but it will improve your digestion drastically, and then you'll actually be able to keep your food down. Especially if your schedule is all over the place, okay? If some days you're waking up late, trying to stuff in food and can't get the calories down, that is why you are not growing. Wake up at the same time, eat the same meals day to day, and get consistent with that. Your body will get used to it, it will know what was going on, and then when you get into a deficit, it's going to be so much easier because your body's not going to be randomly screaming for food because it doesn't know what the fuck is happening at any point in the day. Okay, have consistent meals, eat similar shit, eat fruit and veg like an adult. And while we are here, if you are enjoying this video so far, you like the meals that I am eating, and being shown how to do them and how I'm talking about getting shredded, wow, it's been a long day, then make sure that you subscribe to the channel. And if you are looking for more help when it comes to getting shredded, getting lean, like a couple of my clients, I might throw up a few here and here and here, then drop me a message. We can jump on a call, talk about what the coaching process looks like and exactly how we're going to get you to looking sick like some of these guys. Okay, this is the final segment of Big Cook, Little Cook, I promise, except there's only Little Cook because I'm 5'3". 2 slices of toast here, although this has just been reduced after filming there. I'll get loads of yogurt in with the partially defrosted fruit, although I do like to keep that more frozen. Same sort of thing with my spice tolerance, actually, where I find that's way better, just like I find the fruits way nicer still frozen in a deficit. We'll mix that all together, make it look about as aesthetically pleasing as a punch in the face. Get the multigrain shapes in there because they are an elite cereal and I love how they don't get soggy. Mix all that bad boy up, get the whey paste made from the Perform cookie dough. Highly recommend this new flavor as the paste. It doesn't mix so well like into oats. I find it loses the flavor, but as a paste it's like fucking 10 out of 10, up there with apple strudel, cinnamon donut, all that good stuff. And I'll just do twice the amount of water as I have paste. And then final step is to put the nut butter onto the toast. I do quite like cashew, but today I've got almond because variety and the macros are fairly similar. When you're doing that, reverse weigh it. So 0 on the scale, then take it out so that you can get the right amount. Whereas if you sort of put the plate on the scale and then try and get the right amount, it will just won't detect the really small increments. So make sure to do it like this for accuracy. All right, people. Final meal of the day is about to go down. We have got the yogurt here, the berries, which I do not defrost as much because then it takes me longer to eat it as I get a nice frozen fruit. Brain freeze. I had a legitimate brain freeze there. That wasn't working, which is not ideal. I will have some toast with this on a rest day, as you saw me make yesterday when I filmed the tutorial of stuff. And a bit of cereal as well, but no carbs in this meal on the final day. And then I'm going to chuck the whey paste in here. I overdid it a little bit, so I don't want to put it on and ruin the aesthetics of the meal to start off with. But yeah, if you've enjoyed the video, give it a like, subscribe to the channel. We'll have another full day of eating soon. You'll get to see how lean and sick I am looking. So in a bit. I didn't turn it off there. Nice one, Luke. Finally, I'll finish off the day with melatonin, my fish oils, and Strom Support Max Neuro PM, which tastes unreal as a tea. We once again interrupt your regularly scheduled programming with this terrible lighting. I don't know what's going on. There we go. I look like I'm going to be on some sort of Vogue cover here. This is great. Great pose, Luke. Put this one in the routine. To say that you're probably interested where my total calories and all that good stuff is at. So rest day today is 2,000 calories with 175 carb, 170 protein, 55 fat. And then it will be, what will it be? It will be like 275 carb on a training day, 2,400 calories, same protein, same fat. Because we had a big drop recently after my body weight stalled for a little while, just because we want to make sure that we are ahead, not falling behind, not chasing my tail, chasing the glutes, as they say. Don't do that. That's a good way to get yourself on the sex offenders list, as in chasing glute condition, just for anyone that wasn't sure there. So yeah, this is actually the end of the video now because I remembered everything that I was going to say, and I am going to put this at the end because I'm great at editing. Bosh.